Hello and welcome to Castanet Penticton's Mayor's Minute. I'm Colin Dacre, joined here by the Mayor, Andrew Jacobite.
Hello.
So this week at Council, a local resident and neighbor of a pretty notorious problem home came before Council to ask the city for help, the city's bylaw department. He said the bylaw department, all the staff have been wonderful, but in his opinion, they're a little under-resourced. This reminded me of another issue this summer, smoking on the beach. This was kind of another issue that was kind of put at the feet of the bylaw department. A lot of people complaining not enough enforcement for stuff like this. And we've heard a couple times this year now that they just don't have the resources to deal with a lot of these things. So I mean, is it time? I mean, budget time is coming up. Is it time to maybe take a look at maybe adding another bylaw officer into the fold?
Yeah, I think that'll be one of the conversation items end of November when we start bylaw, and the delegation, in addition to resources for bylaws, also said maybe you should be having stiffer fines for repeat offenders. And actually, in our Good Neighbor bylaw, there are mechanisms for not just extra fines, but recouping some police costs or other costs associated to repeated files or repeat offenders. I don't think we've ever sort of exercised that ability. That's already built into the bylaw, but. Yeah, bylaw is really a revenue-generating opportunity for the city, whether it is parking or fines, and it's a small department, and we really got to spend some time talking about, and I'll use parking as an example. If we upgrade our technology so those aren't all these coin meters, then you don't have to have two officers going checking the coins 3 times a week, and that could free up their time to go elsewhere. But there's an investment in that. Do we put more bylaw officers just so we can deal with more than just parking issues and deal with neighborhood complaints and other notorious or nefarious activities happening and give the citizens a bit more comfort on disputes that happen or issues that they need some order to come in there and deal with, and I think that is one of those conversation points. Of course, fire department costs and RCMP costs increase as well, so it's always this balance we have to find, and I think bylaw in the past has always been maybe sort of the poor cousin to the RCMP and the fire costs, but I think the delegation and situations that you've made light to over the last few months, I think, is on Council's mind. So I would imagine it'll be a discussion topic next month.
Yeah, I mean, would those officers, or at least say a officer, almost like you said, it's a revenue-generating opportunity, pay for itself in part? Does that bylaw department financially sustain itself a little bit? Yeah,
it does, and I think that's part of the business case that staff will have to put forth to Council, and hopefully that helps to validate or rationalize why adding another position or two makes sense, or how we should reallocate some of the resources. Another issue would be right now they're Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, and a half day on Saturdays, especially in the summertime. Should we have some bylaw working into the evenings, because vacation rentals, other noise complaints are usually in the evenings or on weekends. So to have a crew floating through sporadic times might be advantageous for us as well to look at. So again, all part of the budget discussions and all part of the business case scenario that staff has to put together, so it makes sense for us on Council and for the community to see, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, that was this week's Castanet Penticton Mayor's Minute. If you'd have a question you'd like to submit, you can send it to letters@castanet.net. Till next time.
Castanet has a large selection of columnists for you to enjoy. Click the opinion button in the yellow masthead to find them all.